Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Shauna. Welcome to Shauna's World. Yay! How's everybody doing today? Well, I hope you guys are doing great, or this evening, or this afternoon. Either way, today I will be giving myself a manicure. Yay! Hope you guys are giving yourself some manicures too while you're at home during this quarantine time. I will also be giving myself a wax bath with these hands. That's right, I'll be soaking them in some wax and hopefully they come out nice and soft. Yay! So join me for this hour of manicure fingernail time. So these guys I've chosen to do my manicure with. I know you can't see them, but these are the guys I'm going to be working with. A base coat, a top coat, the color, the oil, and also a very quick dryer. This dries the nails off really quick. And the color, yeah, I'm going to choose this color, I think. It's a bit of a gray color. I might add a little bit of glitter into it as well. So, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I bought this set, when did I buy it? I bought it last year, and it was actually it was in March. Yeah, that's when the whole quarantine started over here in Germany. So, and I was a person who went and got their nails done like every third week, and I had the long nails, and now I'm with my normal nails. Yeah, I got the whole set here. You can see, I got the whole set. Yeah, and this is my view. When I'm doing my nails, I have this view. You get a chance to see a little bit of Germany. It's fun. So, I am going to start off. I'm going to cut them down because they really look awful. They look so ugly. But I don't know. I hope to make them really pretty. And then afterwards, I'm going to do the wax bath. So I'm going to first cut them down. I think this is something that one has to really take the time out to do. It's time consuming. You deserve that time. Take it out. Take care of yourself. This is part of taking care of yourself. Keeping those nails up, even though you don't have a nail salon to go to. You create your own nail salon. And I bought all this for really cheap. I bought this table. As you see, it really looks like a nail salon table. I bought it for like €50. I got this nail file, this electric nail file, because when I still had my fake nails on, I would use that to file it down. I got this UV lamp, LED lamp, and then what else did I get? And of course I got the brushes and everything. But like I said, I decided to take them off because I caught a little infection under my nails. And so I had to get rid of the nails, unfortunately. And yeah, now they look awful. But that's okay. We'll pretty them up and make them look good again. So, like I said, I like to cut them down. table, by the way, there's a fan underneath, so it sucks all the nail dust and nail pieces in this little ventilator. I don't know how you call it, but I'm not going to put it on now because it is quite loud. So it's not like a real professional one, but it'll do the job. It is cute. And I noticed, like, ever since I've taken my nails off, oh my gosh, my nails are like, they don't grow anymore. I mean, of course they do grow, but they're like, I just get the impression my nails don't grow so good anymore. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm not sure what you call it, but I'm going to push back the cuticles here. That's what you call it. Just push them back because they do come up. And be gentle. Don't do it too hard, especially if you haven't done your nails in a while. Just gently push them back. Sometimes I'm a little bit rough with myself. I get a little bit impatient. But it requires patience. Just gently push them back. Push them back and they kind of look like that. So, that's right. Spa time. Very, very necessary. That was like always a highlight and treat of mine to go and get my nails done, get my toenails done, get a pedicure. But like I said, now since we've been in quarantine and the shops aren't really open, it inspired me to go out and try to learn it for myself. So unfortunately, sometimes I forget to take that time out and do my nails, but today I'm taking the time out to do my nails and do them properly. And like I said, do a nice hot wax bath. I'm not sure if they have wax baths in the States. I'm sure they do. This is the machine that I'm going to use, this little pink thing. And inside the pink thing is some hot wax. You gotta wait like 10 minutes and it'll cool itself off, for it to cool off, and then you dip your hand into the wax. And you put some gloves on top, and then after your hands come out like baby soft. So we'll see. We'll test it out, but I'm sure it works. I haven't done it yet, so like I said, I'm gonna push this back. So I'm gonna have to investigate and see what these tools are called that I'm using. I have no idea. I just know clippers. That's the only thing, and nail file. That's about the only thing that I'm familiar with. Okay, so now that I pushed the dead skin back from my cuticles, they're kind of looking like this. They don't look so bad. I'm going to take this guy, this little snipper here, and I'm going to snip off the dead skin around my nail bed. You have to be very careful. These guys are like professionals, so they're extremely sharp. They do have cheaper ones that aren't so sharp, but I wanted to have the good ones. So you got to be careful. I've already actually cut myself with this, so you got to be really careful. But you just go around and you cut off the dead skin. see if I can get the camera a little bit closer so that you'll be able to see. Unfortunately, I don't have one of those. I just using my phone camera, but basically this is what it looks like. Just cut around it and gently. And take your time doing this, no rush. And I use this side to cut it. That's where you cut. And as you see, it's lifting up. Do a little bit closer so you get a chance to see what I'm doing. Second, I have a brush. One moment. Okay, so this is the brush that I use to clean off the excess nail dust and nail pieces or whatever, dead skin. You use that to clear it up and then you carry on. As you see, it comes up. I like the professional ones. Unfortunately, I mean, if you get the normal ones, they're not so sharp, so you have to dig a little bit more to get the skin. But these guys, they work really well. And again, take your time. No rush, because you don't want to hurt yourself in this process. It's funny, when I get my nails done, when I used to get my nails done, I used to always observe how they did it, and they would just go by so fast. And of course, they're pros because they do it all the time. I'm one, I learn by seeing. I go home and I try to copy. Hurt myself. Right hand, it might be a little bit more challenging, especially if you're not left-handed. I'm right-handed, so I say go even slower. When you watch them do your nails, they just make everything look so easy. And then when you try it yourself, it's like, ooh, okay. But I guess that's with everything. With most things, if you're not used to doing it every day, and then you try to do it by yourself, it's like, whoa, this is not as easy as I thought. And this is the view, like I said, from my window. gray outside. Gray and ugly. But that's typical of Germany during this time of year. It gets dark really fast. We have now about 20 minutes to 5, and as you see, it is dark. Let's get in there. Yesterday I stayed up so late last night. I watched a really good movie. Oh gosh, let me look up the movie name. What was the name of that movie? Because it was excellent. It was a movie with Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford. Let me look it up. It was, oh gosh, let's see, what was the name of that movie? Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer movie. Yeah, What Lies Beneath. Oh, that was such a good movie. Oh wow, major suspense. Great movie, great movie. It was long though, it was like 2 hours. Well, before that, I actually watched a double feature. I like to take the time out and watch a movie with my daughter, my oldest daughter, well, my second to oldest daughter. And we both like horror movies and crimies, and so before we watched What Lies Beneath, we watched Fear. And that movie, Fear, came out in, what year did they say? I think it was 1998. That was actually the year that I came to Germany. Yes. And Mark Wahlberg and Reese Witherspoon were the main characters. And oh my goodness, my daughter was really into that movie. She really enjoyed it. It's basically about a young girl, I guess which was Michelle Pfeiffer. She was, I guess, 16, 17. And she was from a well-to-do family, and she's just basically being a teenager, and she met this, she met this guy, and she found him to be quite attractive. Actually, she saw him in a bar, and she was with her girlfriend. I can't remember it. Melissa, let me see. What's her name? I'm terrible with names. What was the girl's name? Where the heck is she? Oh, right, I gotta remember. I'm still in the other movie. It was. Fear. Oh, wait a minute. That movie came out in 96. Yes, in 96 it came out. Alyssa Milano. Yes, Alyssa Milano. Exactly. Alyssa Milano was Reese Witherspoon's best friend. Okay, so now guys, I got that done. So now I am going to apply my top coat. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to do more, but that's how I'm going to do it. So yeah, okay, first I'm going to put the base coat on. So what happened? Yeah, so her and her best friend Reese and I just call them by their names, Reese and what's that lady's name? Alana. So, oh gosh, Milano. They were in a bar, and there were two attractive guys that they were both attracted to, and one of them really looked like a bear, and then the other guy was Mark Wallenberg, and they looked pretty jive if you ask me. I mean, they just look like trouble, but however, you know how it is. There's something about bad boys. Women are attracted to bad boys, or girls attracted to bad boys. So they didn't really talk to those guys, but the next time they went out, they were in a club, and then Miss Hot Butt Elisa Milano she was attracted to the bear looking guy, because he really did look like a bear. It was definitely nothing special, but I guess because he was a bad boy, yeah, that was her attraction. And then so Miss Hot Butt went over and started dancing with the bear guy and left her friend alone, which was Reese. And so before you know it, Mark Wallenberg approaches her, and he's this cute and sweet, innocent guy, and they just seem so cute together, and she's all innocent and sweet, and it was such a cute little setup. And then, eventually they started talking and dating, but slowly as she was dating this guy, she started to notice that, there was some things that were weird about him. And then one time she was with her best friend, and they were in the school, and they were chatting, and next thing you know, Mark Wallenberg pulls up, because he would pick her up after school. He saw that she was talking to this guy, and then he jumps out the car, and then he just starts whamming on this guy. I mean, totally, kicking him and beating the crap out of him. And of course, Reese is like baffled and wondering what the heck. And then, then after that, she was just like, he was like, well, come on with me. And she's like, no, that was it. I'm not dealing with you anymore. And so, you kind of thought, okay, so she obviously saw a really ugly side to this guy. So you would think that she would, give this guy the boot for good, but it wasn't like that at all. One moment. Okay, so got my base coat on, so I'm gonna let that dry. So anyway, oh my gosh, so yeah, you would think that Reese would be like, okay, I'm done with this guy, that's it, but it wasn't like that at all. Instead, like most guys do, he felt bad and was feeling some type of way, and then he sent her a bouquet of flowers, and her dad or her family had met this guy, or had met the Mark Wallenberg character, and the father was feeling some type of way. I don't know. He could sense that this guy wasn't up to no good and wasn't good for his daughter, and his wife, which happened to be Reese Witherspoon's stepmother. At first she was kind of mad at the father, because she thought that that he was too easy going with the kids, and especially Reese, and not making her stick to her responsibility. And then she was just she was going out, and so they didn't have such a nice start, but later on they started to become closer. And what happened? And so the mother had noticed that that Reese was feeling a certain type of way, and when she got the bouquet of flowers, she knew that I guess her and her boyfriend had a dispute, and then so Reese wound up throwing the flowers away, and so the mother, the stepmother's like, okay, what's going on? And so she didn't really tell him, but I don't know what happened. Oh yeah, so next thing you know, the girlfriend, Witherspoon's girlfriend comes over and then invites her to another party, to a house party, and because, which is Allison, I guess that's her name, Alice Milano, Lisa, Allison Milano, I don't know. Anywho, she invited Reese to a party, and so because Allison Milano was dating the best friend from Mark Wallenberg. I don't know if they were best friends, but they were buddies and hung out together and lived in the same place. They went to this party, and then Mark Wallenberg happened to show up at the party, and Reese was there, and then somehow they hooked back up together, and next thing you know, they were seeing each other again. And so, yeah, she was feeling good with this guy and really opened up her life to Mark. And because she lived up in the mountains, I mean, she lived in a really nice house. So one time her parents went out of town, and she gave Mark the code so that he could just come up in the house, you know. And so in that moment, or that weekend when her parents were away, he kind of took her virginity. So yeah, you know, of course that bond is there. And so yeah, so everything was going well. And then one time Mark wanted to hang out with her a little bit longer, because her parents was, you know, her father, especially her father, was like getting frustrated because he did not like this guy, and eventually got to the point where he didn't want her to be associated with this guy because he knew that this guy was just not good. And yeah, he was a little bit controlling and a little bit demanding. So he saw that and was like, don't want this for my daughter. So yeah, one night Mark wanted her to hang out a little bit longer, and so she was like, nah, I gotta go home because, you know, my parents are gonna flip out. And so, you know, he dropped her off and everything was okay. And then so, I don't know, somehow she got the crazy idea and thought, okay, screw it, I'm gonna go back to his place. So she got in the car, took her parents' car, and then wound up driving over to this guy, to Mark's place. And at the time when she drove over there, they were having a party at the house. And so she was about to go into the house, and then she discovered or noticed that Mark was flirting with her best friend. Well, actually, no, her best friend was being flirtatious with her boyfriend, which she should. And then, I don't know, Mark came up to her aggressively, grabbed her hair, and was just like, come on, I'm taking you now. You're gonna be mine. And then while this was going on, Reese discovered and saw this, and then it was, you know, then she was just like, okay, that's it. I'm done with this guy. I'm really cutting it. And yeah, from there on, it just really got ugly, because then it turned, or it came to the point that Mark was really obsessed over her. He started obsessing over her, and then he had noticed that she didn't want to have anything to do with him, but he couldn't figure out why. And then he saw the best friend from Reese, which was Allison, had went over to her house and wanted to hang out with her. And then Reese had a major attitude with her, and so she couldn't figure out what was going on. And then Reese was like, you know why I'm pissed. And then she was like, well, did they tell you? And she was like, no, I saw it. So she was, of course, devastated. And, you know, and Reese was like, okay, I'm done with you. You're not my friend anymore. The girl flipped out, and she was like, you're my best friend, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, you know, basically she kicked her out of the house. And then Mark was driving up to the house because he wanted to know what was going on. And then he saw the best friend leave, and then next thing you know, he started chasing down the best friend and then trying to run her off the road. And then he caught up with her, and then was starting to threaten her. And then, you know, he was like, you know, you better fix this, you know, she better not know what's going on. If she doesn't fix it, I'm coming after you, I'm gonna kill you. And so yeah, Mark basically, he just went total cuckoo. I actually actually thought he did really well in the part because he really, you really had the impression that he was really the bad guy. He did an awesome job. I mean, he was just so sweet, and then just turned out to be an obsessive devil. However, yeah, it got really ugly, and yeah, he was obsessing with her, and then he wound up killing her. The best friend, another best friend of hers, which was the guy. I don't know if they were best friends, but they were definitely good friends, because it got to the point where he was stalking her, Mark, because, you know, she didn't want to have anything else to do with this guy. And so, okay, so now I'm gonna apply my nail polish. I hope this is a pretty color. It's gray, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like. So, anywho, he saw those two together, and he just went ballistic, and so he followed her friend, the guy friend, into the woods, because he lived in the woods, and then basically he killed the guy. He just snapped his head, and then after that he just went on his rampage. And however, towards the end, Mark went, because he didn't like the father, and he knew that the father didn't like him, and also because the father was just like, you know, you need to, told Reese that she should stay away from this guy. Because Mark knew that the father, I guess, had a hunch that he wasn't a good guy. He visited the father at his job and vandalized his car, and so the guy knew, the father knew immediately, okay, it must be the Mark Wallenberg guy. So he went over to the guy's house and then messed up his house. I mean, totally damaged. I mean, he was a really bold dad, but yeah, he went over there and just totally vandalized, just tore up the guy's house. So when Mark and his friends came home, they were just like, wait a minute, who did this? And then Mark was like, I know who did it. So, I mean, it was just like war. And so next thing you know, Mark and his buddies went over to Reese's house, and then they pretty much tried to hold the family hostage, terrorized them. It got really ugly. But it's a good movie. I'm not going to tell the end, but it's a good movie. Check it out. The movie's called Fear. And it was Mark Wallenberg back in his younger days. At the time when I saw that movie, because I actually went to the movie theaters to see it, I was thinking, I look at him and I'm thinking, he's a big head. He's not that cute. I mean, he had a nice body and everything, but not. I think he looks much better as an older guy. Okay, guys, so this is the color I use. It doesn't look really gray if you look at it. Almost has like a muddy type color to it, but I don't know, it's nice. Might put a little bit of glitter on it to make it stand out some more. So I'll put one coat on, and then I'll go back and put another coat on, and then I'll put the top coat on it. And then I'm finished. And then after that, I'm going to do the wax bath. Yes. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back, and I'll tell the other half of the story, or the other movie that I was talking about in the beginning, which was Under the Beneath. Oh gosh, wait. Let's see. What's the name of it? What Lies Beneath. Yes, exactly. Excellent movie. That movie came out in 2000. But one moment, I'm going to finish up these, and then I'll come back and tell you the other part, because otherwise this video is going to be extremely long. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Got my top coat on, and I put this this quick nail dryer on top as well. So that hand is complete. So now I'm going to start on the other hand. So Anywho, okay, so I got the base coat on already, so I'm gonna apply my nail polish once again. So yeah, What Lies Underneath, great movie, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. That movie came out in 2019. Now that movie had an actual twist to it because it starts off as this pair or this couple, married couple. Oh my gosh, they're living somewhere in a beautiful part of the States, I would say. It looks like it could be, I don't know, somewhere in northern states, perhaps. Maybe New England states. No, not New England states, because otherwise it would take place on the coast. And they were actually at a lake. So it could have been somewhere like in Colorado. However, they lived in a beautiful, big, beautiful home right on the lake. Oh, it was so beautiful. And so, Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison Ford are married. They're a couple, and they have one daughter. And it starts off that the daughter goes off to college. So, of course, Michelle was a stay-at-home mom, and Harrison Ford, the father or the husband, he's a doctor. I guess he's a doctor. Was he a doctor? Yeah, I believe he's a doctor. However, he's a doctor, a very prominent doctor. And so, because Michelle Pfeiffer didn't really have a life, she had a lot of extra time. And so, basically, it starts off with her, not really having anything to do. And then she notices that her neighbor is kind of weird because she happened to be out, walking out in the yard, and then she heard the neighbor, which is also a couple, the wife was crying and somehow freaked her out and told her that, I don't know, she was babbling some crazy mess. And so, because Michelle had a lot of time, started coming to the conclusion that there was something wrong with the wife, and then she didn't see the wife anymore. She thought that she would come out, and then she started to become suspicious, and then eventually started spying on them, and then telling her husband that perhaps the wife has disappeared because she seemed very traumatized, and she felt as though that the husband had done something, because the husband was a little bit, I don't know, he was, typical businessman, didn't, kind of cold, and didn't have a lot of time for his wife. So she figured that, he did the part of, perhaps doing something to his wife. So one day she takes it upon herself and brings over some welcoming flowers and candy or whatever, because she wanted to spy and see if the wife was okay. But instead of the wife coming to the door to greet Michelle Pfeiffer, it was the husband. And the husband, of course, was not that friendly and didn't, Michelle was just hinting on about the wife and wanting to see, she, could talk to the wife, but, the father was just like, or not the father, the husband was like, well, I don't have any time, maybe another time. And so that made her even more curious and was wondering, okay, what's going on? So basically, Michelle's having like all these, weird experiences in the house at the same time. And I don't know, some creepy things, ghostly like paranoid activity was happening in the house. And so she was becoming even more like paranoid, and then she started coming to the conclusion maybe the wife is dead, and perhaps the wife is trying to contact her. And oh my gosh, I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, lady, get a life. I mean, if that would have been me, and I'm living in this humongous house, and my kid is away, and my husband my daughter and I was just like, okay. So anywho, yeah, basically she's totally consumed about this woman, and then one day she goes to visit her husband, and then there was a seminar going on, and then she spots her neighbor, and then she goes up to confront him, and it's like, hey, I know you killed your wife. And then the next thing you know, the wife is popping up, and oh, hey, I'm so sorry that I started you. And of course, Michelle Pfeiffer has this look like, I feel really retarded. So anywho, so that was over. And so then later on, she's still noticing that, there's something still strange going on, because this paranoid activity still hadn't stopped. And it just became even more strange. And then somehow it was founded out that her husband had an affair with another woman, and then this woman somehow disappeared. However, Michelle confronted her husband, and at first, he was just like, yeah, I'm so sorry, yeah, I was alone, da 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 da. And so she was just like, okay, and so yeah, it just got weirder and weirder. And then one day, Michelle decides to go and visit this woman who was missing and who her husband had an affair with. And so when she did that, Michelle Pfeiffer had taken a piece of this girl's hair that was in this lady's room. She took her hair. It was a piece of hair that the mother had saved. And so she was basically carrying this hair around with her and wanted to get in touch with this woman through doing a seance with her best friend. And so, of course, her and her best friend thought it was fun, and then they pulled out a Ouija board, and then they tried to contact this dead girl, and then some weird stuff happened. And so then they were like, okay, that's it, no more. But however, I don't know, for some reason Michelle Pfeiffer was acting more weirder and crazier, and then for some reason this woman, this who disappeared, somehow took over her body, and she was coming into character and getting into the role of this woman, and her husband started to notice, okay, she might be on to something. So of course he was like confessing, and then it was founded out that this woman had Michelle came to the conclusion that she was dead, and then she confronted her husband and asked her if she had had anything to do with the death of this woman, and then he confessed. And then I guess you can kind of figure out what happened. He confessed, but she was just like, no, this is not right. He wanted her to basically for her not to say anything about what had happened. And so, she was just like, no, you asking me to do something unethical, so forget it, And so then he's like, okay, I'm going to turn myself in. And things got really crazy afterwards. The love went out the door, the sweet couple went out the door. It was just like for each his own. And then so at first he was like, I'm going to turn myself in. And so she's like, okay. And he's taking a shower, and he had supposedly also had called the police and told the police, okay, I'm going to, I got some news on this missing girl who was, on this woman who's been missing for the past year or so. And so he was like, okay, I'm going to turn myself in. And so he goes to take a shower. And so, I don't know, Michelle, of course, with her curiosity, decides to hit the redial and then saw that, ooh, he did not call the police. And then she turns around and there he is, and he's in crazy mode. And so then you can just imagine, I'm not going to go too into details because then I'll be giving everything away. But the movie is awesome. You must check it out because it definitely had a twist, and you're just like, what? You know, they just seem like the cutest couple. But I must warn you though, 2 hours though. The movie is 2 hours long, so please allow some time. Do not watch this movie late at night. I made the mistake of, my daughter and I, we got so into the Fear movie that we were like, oh, let's go watch another movie. And so it was like already like 10 o'clock, so the movie didn't end till like 12 something, midnight. So, and for me, when I watch a horror movie or a movie that really shakes me up, I can't just go to sleep. I have to always, put on something a little bit happy or kind of takes me off of that topic. So it just got later and later. So I didn't wind up going to bed until like 1 in the morning. So, oh well, that happens. You can do that from time to time. So guys, I'm putting on my dryer, my instant nail dryer. And this is how they look. I'm happy. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit of blingy bling to it. I love a little bit of shimmer. I'm kind of girly in that aspect. So let's see, does it really dry? Oh yeah. Oh, they feel really nice. They dried really nice. Okay. Oops. So I'm just gonna put a little bit here. I'll just do one finger. And actually, I must say, now that I'm wearing my normal nails, I kind of like this length. I like this short length. I used to wear my nails very long, and I don't know, I like this. But now I'm getting used to this. I like the fact that I'm able to grasp things better, and then I don't have to worry about a nail popping off. You know what I mean? And I think it looks also just as classy. Probably don't see it so well, but it's with the gold on it. I think it looks very nice. So I'm kind of liking my new nails, and also I'm saving money and I'm doing it myself. And like I said, it's a way of spoiling yourself. Okay, yeah, you're doing it yourself, but you're taking that special time out for you. So I think it's a good thing. What do you think? Okay, guys, so I'm gonna check to see if the wax bath is warm or hot enough. We're ready to go, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I do my dip and get these hands, these dry hands, soft and feeling like a baby. So I'll be right back. Hey everybody, so here I am, gonna take my little hand. This is the first time doing this, guys, so please bear with me. Hopefully this will go well. So basically you take your hand and you dip it down in there slowly. It's very warm. Feels actually nice. And then you bring it back up. Feels actually very nice. Looks like that. It's all wax. It's hot wax, but if you let it sit after it gets hot, you go dip it again. Yeah, after all the wax is melted, I'll show you. dip it, and then you let it sit for a little bit. Well, first you let it melt, and then you let it sit so it's not so hot. And then you can dip your hand, as you see. And then after you do that, oh wow, this is amazing. It's like you have like you're wearing a wax glove. It's amazing. You take the plastic bag. It's not actually a pack, but it's a plastic glove bag, and then you stick your hands in there. I already see it coming off. Is my hand gonna go in there? This is crazy. Okay. Messy, so make sure you guys have a towel up under there. I got my towels all here. Next to my makeup table. So you stick your hand in there, and then you let it sit for like another 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, and then you wait, and then you peel it off. Second, let me get my hand in there first. So guys, I have bought this last year, this wax set, and I have not used it, so this is the first time I'm using it. I'm so excited. I hope it turns out, which I think it is going to turn out good. I mean, it feels really nice on the hands, believe it or not, this hot wax. Okay, so I'm just struggling a little bit to get my fingers in there. And as I'm doing that, I see the wax is already starting to come up a little bit, so. Okay, we're going to get through. Heck, I might just leave it like that then. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. It's almost impossible to pull this glove up over my hand. So you get these like mitten things, and then you stick your hand in there, and you let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. So I'll be back with the results. I'll be back. So as you see, I've managed to get both of them done. It's a really strange and awkward feeling, but it kind of looks like this. But it feels really nice, so I can highly recommend it. So I will come back with the end results so you can see my new hands. Okay, everybody, so this is the result. It turned out to be a big mess. My nails got totally messed up. So, okay, guys, if you do this wax bath spa thing, make sure your nails are done the day before or the day afterwards. Don't do it on the same day, because otherwise they're going to turn out looking like this. So that means I'm going to have to do my nails all over again. Anywho, thank you guys for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I hope you guys go check out those movies because they're really good. Fear and what was the other one? What's the name? Excuse me for a second. I always got to go look it up. Wait, with Harrison Ford. What Lies Beneath. Yes, so check those two movies out, and I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, see you next time. Thank you.